All right, welcome back, everybody. So we're going to have a quick look at, well, let's just tell you what's happening. I think you know, we did the broadcast yesterday from the 2021 Intra-Africa Trade Fair, and it's expected to attract over 10,000 visitors and buyers across the African continent. More than 80 companies supported by the government will have an opportunity to showcase their products and their services. So we were there yesterday before everything was starting, and we saw the setup happening and the stands for those businesses, and of course where the massive plenary sessions were having, where the respective presidents were also addressing the crowds that were there, all trying to, you know, lure some investment around the continent. And each day has a different day to showcase every country has a day in order to showcase what it is that they have. So I'm not too sure whose turn it is today, but I have a feeling it's South Africa. So not sure, but Diabo is there, Diabo Setu, she's there covering the event for us. So we'll get a crossing to her shortly and find out what is actually happening. Apparently she's ready for us. So let's get a crossing now from her, and we'll just say good morning to Diabo.
Good morning, Leanne, and good morning to our viewers on SABC News Channel. Yes, the second day of the Intra-Africa Trade Conference, the Trade Fair, it is taking place in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. Of course, how can we forget the kind of economic spin-offs that this town is yet to see because of the 7-day conference. The conference kicked off yesterday successfully, so some minor glitches, but largely on the important parts, it really kicked off on a great note with the President Cyril Ramaphosa giving an opening address, and of course a number of heads of state also attended. But what I do want to focus on this morning is how this conference or this trade fair is going to benefit the economy of Durban. We'll remember that in July, this is the same town that struggled with those riots that saw hundreds and thousands of businesses impacted by the looting. And I've invited with me the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, the city of eThekwini, Mr. Sihle Zikalala, to join me this morning just to talk about the importance of trade and investment for the city and how, what kind of deals they have struck so far. You know that there's also that the Toyota plant that is has assembled one of its units here. We're also going to talk about that. Mr. Zikalala, thank you so much for joining us on Morning Live this morning. It's a great time for eThekwini in Durban, particularly at a time where you are trying to recover from COVID, firstly, and secondly, from the looting itself. What have you done so far using this conference or this trade fair as a catalyst?
Well, this trade fair is quite important as a catalyst and a boost for business confidence and for investors in general. We started early this year after the unrest in the end of August, and in October we went to Pretoria to engage with diplomatic corps, and we were ensuring that they understand that the province is still open for business. With the number of exhibitors and the investors who have landed, we're confident that the growth of the economy will be resuscitated. This is not only for Durban, but it is for KwaZulu-Natal as a whole and for South Africa. This conference on its own have assisted us to showcase that we are open, and we are open for conferencing, we are open for business. This will have a spin-off in terms of job creation. Yesterday, IEC alone reported that they've managed to bring back more than 1,200 employees who have been put on leave without pay because of the COVID-19, as they had closed down. So this is about resuscitating the economy. As we talk, you'll see that across us, there is Hilton Hotel, which is still closed.
Yes.
But with this engagement, a number of others that are coming, surely they will see the need to come back.
Yeah, let's talk about the Toyota plant that is assembling some of its units there. It must be quite an exciting time. Do you plan to bring in more automobile manufacturers to do the same as what Toyota has done?
Indeed. With Toyota and others, we are building now, as KwaZulu-Natal government, an automotive supply park on the south, which will be an SEZ focusing on automobile. And we are proud that Toyota has led the way. They are leading the way. If you will see, this car is written proudly made in KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa.
Are all the units written like that?
It is not the first one,
yeah,
and it is not the second. There are 5 different cars or different models that are produced by Toyota right here in KwaZulu-Natal. Among those is the one that was launched by the president himself 3 weeks ago, which is the hybrid. You drive it with without petrol. You can also charge it. So it is that thing that we need for various sectors to come locate here in the province.
Yeah. African Bank, which is one of the co-organizers of this conference, did announce yesterday that they've put forward about $40 billion US dollars towards trade in Africa. I've spoken to a number of small businesses that are exhibiting behind us from different countries. What can they get if they want to expand their services to the province of KwaZulu-Natal as small businesses? So what benefits or spin-offs are there for them?
We support them through the KZN Trade Investment. It supports them to ensure that they are assisted in regulatory requirements, and they will also be supported in terms of getting land. So we are open for
What you doing? Cable is short. The cable. Okay, connect the cable then. Yeah, plug it in there. Put back the mic there.
When we're not focusing on the city, but the province.
Apologies with the sound. They're not too sure what's actually happened, but it's just you can see that the microphones are cutting out there, and we seem to be getting some interference. So apologies. We will go back to Diabo and find out more from her on this day 2 of the Intra-Africa Trade Fair, which is a very big thing. I mean, in case you weren't watching yesterday, one of the things that we did find out, in fact, that South Africa wasn't meant to be hosting it this year. We, in fact, were hosting in, I think it was 2024, but it had to be pulled forward. We stepped up to the plate so that this could take place. It was meant to be happening in Kigali in Rwanda, but they weren't ready due to lots of factors. But South Africa, and particularly the province of KwaZulu-Natal, stepping up and saying, we'll do our best, we will host it. So it's a big fair that is taking place under quite short notice. So we'll get more. We'll keep on crossing through. Right.